Hello, my dear friends. Please welcome for yet another podcast of mine related to the Land Acquisition Act 1894. We all know and have read the history of India, in which East India Company has occupied and ruled India for several of years. Through the Parliamentary Commission of East India Company, that is from England, a resolution was passed in the year 1892 stating that an officer known as Dalhousie will approach India and will acquire all the lands which don't have a proper paper notification with them. When he approached in India, India was not so literate and many were ruled by the emperors and small kingdoms. In those times, due to illiteracy, there was no facility regarding the paper documentation of your own land, and majority of the Indians were farmers. So he used to conduct small court judgments in various districts and various villages, in which he gathers all the farmers and asks them about their land acquisition paper. If they are not having those papers, he used to get acquitted those particular lands under Land Acquisition Act 1894. When I was going through this act, I went through the sections of short file, external commercials, repelled definitions, and the preliminary investigation of my opinion towards this act, that this act has been followed with Africa, Northern Africa, Eastern Africa, and some of the European imperial states. UK has appointed this officer just to get acquisitions of the lands on the grounds of insufficient papers produced in front of the authorities known as collectors. The term collectors, which is an Indian Administrative Service officer conducted and appointed in every district, is actually a term which is sustaining since 1894 when Dalhousie entered in India. There are many obligations. Till 1938, there were several sections changed by Dalhousie, and sharply it also influenced many kingdoms. Many of the kingdoms whose son or daughters died or somewhat they are not having children, they also came into this act. And surprisingly, this act didn't change in the year before independence, and after independence it got a little bit of changes in the sections till 1985. Why am I telling you this? I am telling you this because I have seen we Indians are still living in the acts of Britishers. We still have not changed many of the acts. Many of the registrations, many of the buildings been constructed, many of the societies been formed, many of the cantonments which are formed, many of the bylaws of the societies all are established and governed in this law since 1894. One more surprising fact, many of my friends in Pune, Mumbai, Delhi, many metropolitans have purchased their flats. Let me alert you, there are two types of society handover by the builder after complete construction. This is known as two types of possessions. The first possessions, in which all the flat owners will form a society. This society will work for the development of that particular building, or the particular flat owners will take care of all the expenses like water bill, sweepers, sewer lines, maintenance, everything. And apart from that, there are another kind of possession which is known as condonment. If a person is registered under condonment, there is a section, which is a hidden section written over there, that the builder has the right to transfer the entire property after 99 years again to any of its living relatives, whether it's grandchild, grandson, granddaughter. That means, in short, we are idiots. We have purchased a flat, and under condonment, if we are taking the possession and registration of that particular flat, that means we are paying the hard-earned money in the form of installments to the bank, and after 99 years we will be again thrown out of that flat, stating that in this act of land of acquisition of 1894, stated under the several clause of a section 13.669b, reviewed in 1938 and abducted and conducted with several changes till 1985, states that 99 years lease is under condonment possession. So sometimes we need to go through laws. Not every time your lawyer will help you. If you're educated, get out of that stereoscopic world. Try to read various things. Try to be productive. Try to expand your mind. If any of you want to be explained personally about this Law of Acquisition Act of 1894, one of the 1894 Act of Government of India Law of Justice conducted in the 1894, regulated and implemented in 1938, and been regulated and changed with section of 16.993 and 994, can have a personal copy from my side. With this thought, I would say merely getting degrees and working in multinational companies and across the globe and flying through an aircraft with a valid passport and visa does not make you an educated person. Before purchasing any property, go with the acts and amendments and go with the property lining system of land acquisition, of condonment and society differentiation of a particular act implemented on your property. With this thought, this was Swapnil Naidu. Now I sign off. It's time for you to think and to nurture your mind out of the box. Bye-bye.